Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. For today's reading, we're going to tap into the angelic realm to retrieve a message from the angels. So we have three pile choices for you today. For pile number one, we have the Shaman card, and that is with the Apopyhlite crystal. For pile number three, we have the River card, and that is with this Meteorite. Pile number three, we have the Flame card, and that is with the green Calcite. Alright, pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps are going to be listed in the description box below. Just use your intuition to tap into the reading or the piles that are meant for you. You may have messages in more than one reading, and that's perfectly fine. Use your intuition. The timestamps are located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome to your reading, pile number one. So these are going to be messages from your angels, and you were drawn to the Shaman card, the Healer card, as well as the Apopyhlite. And the Apopyhlite is a very high vibrational crystal. It is known for giving spiritual clarity, helping you to attain inner peace and connecting to the higher realms. It is often called the Soul Star Stone, which connects your heart to your crown chakra, your divine guidance. It helps us with emotional healing, connecting to our intuition, releasing negativity and stress. It brings a very calm and gentle energy. So a beautiful crystal to work for, especially those of you who felt called to the Shaman card. And this is about healing, generational healing, healing patterns, becoming the healer, healing old ancient wounds, stepping into the light. There's this beautiful hand that's reaching out to offer guidance, and I feel like this is your angels, your guides. They're wanting to shed love, light, and clarity on a particular situation, a pattern that you may be experiencing in the physical realm. Yeah, and they're wanting to help you heal something that's been weighing on your heart, something that's been weighing on your mind, and to bring more truth and love into the situation. So let's take a look at what your oracle. Actually, let me get you a couple of tarot. And this is the angel, guardian angel messages tarot deck here. Okay, we're gonna look at these for clarification after we look at your oracles. So you have Archangel Metatron, heaven to earth. Your current situation is in an alignment with your mission on earth. Okay, so this healing journey that you're embarking on has to do with your purpose and your meaning, what you're meant to heal, what you're meant to overcome, to bring your love, your light from the higher realms onto the earth plane, to transform these old, dark, heavy, dense energies. Ooh, we have the Two of Water. Look at that. That's partnership, love, connections. And the two fish feel body and mind. Look at that. Heaven and earth, body and mind, and two. Beautiful connection, that bridge, the channel, helping to connect the spiritual realm and the physical realm. I feel like your third eye is about to be awakened. You're getting an upgrade to the third eye chakra. Card. Look at these masks, these two different masks. I feel like, yeah, you're able to work between the realms, to see between the lines, you know. You're able to go into the darkness and travel into those darker aspects of our psyche, the hidden, the illusion, the heaviness, and you're able to transcend. You bring your love, your light, your awareness, your perception into those dark places of heaviness. Yeah, you're meant to help shed those layers, those old beliefs, those outdated belief systems, and to bring love and higher awareness to aspects of yourself as well as for the collective. It's part of your mission here on Earth, is to transcend the duality. This is an air, yeah, body, mind, connecting the heart and mind connection, becoming one, connecting to your higher self here, your higher self's wisdom and guidance. Look at all that growth. The higher mind and the heart chakra. We have the sage. Look at that. A lot of wisdom. Yeah, you're able to see into the dark. That's part of your gifts. Your mission is to be the wise sage, to shine a light and guide others, to teach them how to empower themselves, how to become more independent, more trusting to their own intuition, to their own inner knowing. Very strong connection to the earth plane, but also to the angelic realm, to the higher realms. So we have a 2, 11, and 7. Beautiful partnership, balance. The 11, spiritual awakening, enlightenment, trusting your intuition. Yeah, so if you are beginning this path of healing, you're about to receive some spiritual insight, some new awakenings, new understandings, higher perceptions being activated, stronger connection with the heart and mind coming into alignment, being on the same page. Illuminating any fears, any shadows, illuminating the patterns. This is the Gaia Oracle, Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Beautiful images on these pictures. Yeah, I feel like you have, to me this reminds me of the Hermit, you know, shining a light on the illusions, on the past, going within, and I feel like you've established a really strong connection with yourself, a loving connection with yourself. You are the shaman. Let me read this. We have cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. Okay, so I feel like this is about the need to prove yourself, you know, worthy, or perhaps that may be a pattern that developed where you have to prove your worthiness. And here's the thing, or you know, and I had this happen before in my life, where I was offering my services, you know, classes and etc., ways to helping people overcome their shadow or heal trauma. Because I went to a school. I had several years of schooling, but one of the courses that I took was about the psychology of healing, and how our our emotions, our thoughts, our belief systems all affect our physical bodies and our physical health and the way that we live and function in the world. And I was offering my services and classes to a lot of my customers in my rock shop. And we have several nurses. I have several other spiritual friends who are on the spiritual path, who also help work with others who are seeking guidance. And when I was offering my classes and was offering Zoom classes and everything, like I felt one of my friends trying to compete with me, as if we were in competition with one another to help offer guidance and support and love to the collective. And which is weird, because we shouldn't be competing with one another to help the collective. We are not everyone's teacher and guide. Everybody has, you can say something to somebody many, many times, and then a stranger can say it to them and then take the stranger's advice, whereas you have been offering this advice for like months and they didn't quite take it in or accept it, and then somebody else can come in and offer them the same advice, and they hear it from them, and then they're willing to change because that person offered it to them. And what I have learned from that experience was that, sometimes people don't hear the message until they're ready to hear it. And sometimes it has to come through a certain person, a certain frequency or a certain vibration. It has to be according to divine timing. So not to be upset or take it as an insult when something that you may have been putting out there isn't picked up and received by certain individuals from your experience, but they will take it from others' experience, and it's just because it's got to be the right time and the right person. We are not everyone's healer, and everybody has to be on that journey of seeking in order for them to be open to receive. So just a little insight there about I'm not sure how it applies to you guys, but that's what came through for me with the competition thing. But I also feel like it's your heart and your mind, and where they are working together in harmony and peace. So we don't feel like we need to prove anything, and the ego is, not entertained through aspects of, that boastfulness or needing to prove ourselves or make sure that we shine our light so bright. In a competitive way or anything like that. We do it because it comes from our heart, and it's in us to do it. And whoever finds healing through anyone, I'm happy for anybody who finds their path, who can find their teacher, who hears what they need to hear in the times that they need to hear it, and blessings and kudos to everyone. There's more than enough for everyone. All right, we have let go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. Okay, it's about having compassion and love for yourself. You need to let go of needing to be perfect or knowing any better, those kinds of things where we're like, man, I wish I could go back and change this, if I had only said this. There's a reason why those experiences happen, and they are there to empower us and to remind us of our power and remind us of the choices that we can make going forward. We had to experience them in order to learn something from it, and then that learning is what empowers us. So let go of any guilt that you have, that you may be holding on to. All right, we have positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. Beautiful. Look at all these animals that are surrounding you. So I'm seeing a lot. We have a three coming through here, and then all these beautiful little animals, 3 animals. So 333 is coming through for you right now. The Ascended Masters are letting you know that they are right beside you and they are assisting you with whatever it is that you're currently working on, whatever that you're going through. 3 is a sign of communication, a number for communication. The Trinity, the mind, body, and spirit, coming into wholeness. And 3 is a master, 33 is a master teacher number. So there's a lot of learning that you're going to be going on. Finally coming into balance within, learning to love yourself and forgive yourself, having that heart and mind connection where you feel more whole and complete. So your reading has a lot to do with forgiveness and having that mind, body, and heart connection. Pile number 1. A healing journey, shining your light, being a wise sage, using your wisdom. We have a shower of abundance. Ooh, nice. It says to heal your financial situation, first give us your worries and concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. Ooh, so a shower of abundance is coming in for you. Allowing yourself to receive and knowing that you are worthy and deserving of receiving this abundance that's coming in. You have to let go of the guilt of not being worthy and deserving of it. And you have the lots of the 3s, celebration, community, gathering. Yeah, there's this angel who's sounding the trumpet. The time is now. It's a time of completion, I heard. We have a wedding. Marriage is the union of souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-funded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into the faith and love, dearest one. Oh, that is beautiful. Again, coming together of 2 aspects of being. We have the heaven and earth, the 2 of water, which is essentially the 2 of cups. The body and mind connection here. Beautiful. The sacred union of the masculine and feminine, the sacred marriage, that we develop within when we learn to love ourselves, when we learn to forgive ourselves, and we have this strong connection with our heart and mind. We have this strong connection with our inner child, with the higher realms. We just feel completely loved, and we can let go of any fears that we may have about not being worthy or not being lovable, all those lower vibrational energies and emotions. And we open ourselves up to receive, and we believe in ourselves, we believe in the possibilities, and then that abundance that opens the door for us to receive everything that we believe that we are worthy of receiving. You have shine your light. Look at that. There's so much light radiating around her. And there's this mermaid tail. Yeah, I think you've gotten to know the depths of yourself. You've gotten to know the real, true you, which is why we had the soul star coming through. Your true self, your divine self, your higher self, and establishing that strong connection. You have 44 here. That's about... it's a master building number, divine support, the angels being around you. This is your guardian angels letting you know this. Your archangels, the archangels saying that they are with you, they are surrounding you, they are shining their love and their light. Letting you know that you are supported, that you are loved, that you are seen, and to shine your light. You deserve it. You've worked hard for it. You've been on the path of healing for so long, And I feel like, and because you have gone within and gotten to know the depths of your being, and you've awakened to so many aspects of yourself, that is what's creating this unity consciousness, this connection to your higher self, to the divine. Heaven to earth, yes, your higher self. You're establishing that strong connection. We have the root chakra. Okay, so this may be like unfamiliar territory for you. You know, you might not, this new version of yourself that's healed, that feels loved, that feels whole. It's going to take some getting used to. And that root chakra is very important. It's very important for you to ground, to stay grounded, to stay present, so that this beautiful connection can be well established, so that your higher self can feel safe coming into your physical vessel. You know, and that takes a lot of purification. It takes a lot of alchemizing and clearing out these old wounds and the shadows in order for your higher self to enter, you know, because your higher self is this beautiful light being, you know what I mean? It's very close to source. It is your divine spark, and so it is very bright. It's very high frequency, high vibe. So in our physical bodies, they can be very dense, very heavy, because they take on a lot of karma, a lot of lower vibrations, being here in the physical realm where everything's slow, everything's dense and heavy. And there's all these lower emotions, you know, anger, resentment, hate, rage, sadness, pain, all those energies, they're very heavy. And the more we alchemize, we face our fears, we embrace our shadows and validate our pain and our emotions, and we start to become healed and whole and complete. We alchemize, we uplift and enlighten those dense energies and vibrations, and so that light can then feel safe to come into physical form. And so through the process of purification and alchemizing, our vessels get prepared to hold more of our higher selves, more of the light can come in. But we must stay grounded, or else we'll get burned out, you know what I mean? It can be too much light at once can make us feel very exhausted, very tired. Sometimes we can have physical symptoms in the body, very, very painful. Sometimes we get very dizzy, you know, so taking time to spend in nature to ground ourselves can help this light fully anchor into our physical self. So I feel like the angels are wanting you to spend time working on that root chakra to feel more secure, more stable, more grounded, while you completely secure this alignment to your higher self. Harmonic flight, look at that. See, you've met all aspects of yourself, pile number one, and it's created this beautiful balance, this beautiful synchronization. This, I feel the DNA strand here, new light coming in, new perceptions coming in, because yeah, and you have this such a strong connection with yourself. I feel like you know who you are. Nobody can surprise you with, you know, a wound that you haven't already faced. And I feel like you're willing to stand there and hold the light and to face any fear that may come up, because you're willing to bring it to enlightenment and willing to guide the way and show where maybe you haven't met yourself. But I feel like you have met yourself in so many different ways, and you are transforming. You're becoming something new, pile number one. And you have card number 29 and 11. So you had an 11 come through here, some new beautiful manifestation, letting you know you're on the right path. You're exactly where you're meant to be, and you are in an alignment with, you know, all these blessings, with your true self, truly, pile number one. and you were drawn to pile number 1. So I feel like, you know, this whole new beginning, a new cycle, feeling more independent, more whole, more complete. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm going to get y'all one final message. This is the Divine Feminine Angels here, so, which I just read today, that you know, when we think about the angels, there's so many masculine angels, and the female ones, that template has been what's been distorted. So it's only been, you know, the patriarchal, so the feminine template's being restored. And they released this list of 72 female angelic names, and I was like, what? And so, you know, where we have Michael and Raphael and all them, there was this humongous list of 72 female and angelic names that were coming online and being reactivated. So more of the feminine angels. So and it represents the 144 angelic template is being restored. So it was beautiful. That wanted to come through in this reading with these female angels. It's so wild. I just read that this morning. Beautiful names too. And I'm not saying that we haven't known of female angels, because of course they say Archangel Gabriel they believe is a female. Uriel, I think they believe is a female. Pile number 1. Can we get some final messages for pile number 1? We have Teresa. Time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. All right, that's that rooting that I was talking about. Taking care of yourself, spending time being in the present moment, allowing yourself to be rooted in this new version of yourself that's coming online. You are ascending into a new frequency, a higher frequency. Let's get you one final message. We have Daniel. I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. Now, I believe these were female oracles. Maybe it's Danielle. I'm not sure, but it does look like it has a bunch of masculine features. But in trueness, the angels have no gender. They are androgynous, so. But I love that you have the marriage coming through here again. And you are being assisted with this beautiful connection. I can't even think of the word. You know, it's the union, the coming together of the two, the unification of opposites here. Coming into oneness. Woohoo! Beautiful, beautiful pile number 1. All right, these were your messages from the angels. I truly hope this reading has helped you all in some way. Please like and subscribe. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story. Yeah, I'm just wishing you all a lovely day. Thanks for being here in the temple with me. Y'all take care. Hi, pile number 2. These are your messages from your angels, and you were drawn to the River card with the Meteorite crystal. And meteorites are often connected to like spiritual and cosmic themes. They help us establish a connection to the universe at large. They enhance spiritual awakenings. They help us improve our connection to our intuition. And they're really good for enhancing our psychic abilities and helping us in different forms of meditation. So, and you have the river coming out, so there's something about surrendering. Maybe there's a clearing, a cleansing, a purification process that's taking place. We'll see what your other cards reveal, but typically, you know, the river is about surrender. It's about cleansing. It's about moving on. You know, you never step into the same water twice in a river, you know, because the water is always moving. It's always moving forward, you know. It's always traveling somewhere. And you have this horse here that's being reflected in the water. So I feel like something to do with freedom, freeing yourself from something, moving on, standing in your strength and your power. This may also relate to next year. The year 2025 is the fire horse, so there may be something taking place next year. We will see what your other cards say, if there's any more information we can get about that. Alright, you have Sandalphon, building the bridge. Your role is to create a connection between heaven, earth, and all hearts. Okay. So I feel like this is about making spiritual connections here, awakening to your spiritual gifts. We'll see what else comes through. We have intuition. And self. Okay. So I feel like, yeah, there may be a pattern or something that's wanting to come to your awakening, coming up to your perception, coming up to the surface for you to process, for you to heal from, for you to let go of. I see this spider here who's weaving the web, and we have this this woman who's sitting here with her guides, and she's holding on to what looks like a stone in her hand, but it looks like there's a little bit of a moon carving on it. But it kind of reminds me of this crystal here, you know. It says your intuition, learning to trust yourself, trusting your intuition, trust where you're being guided, where you're being led. And that is where the river comes in. It is the surrendering to the flow, surrendering and learning to trust spirit, to trust your guides, to trust yourself, creating that strong connection from the spiritual realm and anchor it into your heart, you know, so that you know without a doubt that you can trust what you're intuiting, what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what your guides are telling you, what the angelic realm is telling you, what Mother Nature is telling you. It's leaning into trust and allowing that light to guide you and focusing on the light. It's being observant of the dark, or you can observe it, but don't take it in. And that's sometimes like the way that I see like energies, right? So you can see there's all this negativity in the world, and people with their negative words, their opinions, their attitudes, their judgments, the way they treat one another. And you know, it takes everything in us sometimes not to respond back and say, you know, things with equal negativity, you know, to kind of put people in their place and to just observe people in their observation of the world, you know. And it's hard not to feed into that negativity, you know, and to just being an observant mind and allowing people to learn and process on their own without the need to correct them, and which is so hard to do sometimes. And you know, there's times where, yes, I believe we should interject and speak for the opposing side view, to give people an alternative viewpoint so that they know that this isn't just one way. There's more than just one way of seeing things. But then there's other times where, you know, nothing that you say is going to bring any change, you know, to these people's perceptions and their mindsets. They're just stuck and they're rigid, and you know, they want to hold on to their opinion, but not to feed their negativity, you know. And same thing with the world. When you see all these things that are, you know, what's on the news or what's being thrown out there and reported, it is to be, I feel like you're to learn to trust yourself, to allow things to be without feeding into the negativity. It's becoming more of the observant mind, and to allow things to unfold without the need to control them or to judge them. It's just allowing the energies to be, allowing Source to guide us where we're all meant to be guided on the path. And yeah, I hope this is making sense to you guys about not feeding the negativity, you know, just being the observant mind. And but know that there's also, it's not like there's only negativity. There's lots of light in the world and lots of love, and applying and feeding that energy and that perspective. And that's where we want to lend our light. That's where we want to lend our attention, is to fueling that flame and that light and that healing energy, and not focusing on the negative, because that only feeds the negative. There we go. Okay, so let's see what your other cards say. We have Creative Project. Okay, your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We are guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited, and reignites passion towards your life. Okay, so there's some creative project, something, it's utilizing your gifts and your talents to create change, to create love, to create peace, you know, like I was saying, where we observe the negative, we don't feed the negative, but we focus on the light, and we apply our energy and our attention there. And how can we shift the flow from being in a negative state, and how can we transform it into something positive? And we do that as well as with our pain, with lessons that we go through. We find a way to bring more love, more light, and healing into those negative experiences that were painful, you know, by learning a lesson from that experience. And it's hard for people to hear that sometimes, you know, to understand that we were learning through that pain. You know, it was teaching us something, teaching us how to better protect ourselves, how to better love ourselves, how to set healthy boundaries and standards for ourselves, you know, those types of things, where we are awakening to aspects of ourselves that we may have forgotten, or that we may suppress because of experiences that we've been through here on the earth plane. Let your past go. Okay. The burdens. Oh, sorry. The freedom of. What is this? I have to turn this other light on. I hate when I do such a pale writing on a pale card, because then it takes me a minute for my eyes to focus. Okay. It says, the burden of counting your past. Let me start over. The burden of carrying your past around has made you weary. Dear one, it is time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. Beautiful. I love that beautiful confirmation. You know, we're always learning from our past. We're always learning from our experiences. And I feel like your angels, they want you to let the past go and to surrender to the river. This is about purifying your soul here, overcoming the past, making the connections to the experience, and establishing a stronger connection to your sense of self, and getting to know who you truly are, and where you focus your energy. What are you helping to build? What are you helping to create? And is your focus too far in the past, where you're lending your energy, you're wasting your energy and depleting your energy because you're looking over here, when really you should be using your energy to build and to create the life of your dreams, the future that you want, or a better version of yourself even. We have the energy work coming through. Life can be electrifying because its very essence is energy. Your body is a remarkable energy field that will positively respond to loving treatments. Your hands and your heart are activated to give healing energy to your loved ones and clients. And look at that. Her hands are holding this light. So you are a divine healer. You are somebody who can offer, some of you may do Reiki or hands-on healing of some type. Maybe you're an energy worker like me. I do crystal therapy on my clients. I lay crystals on their bodies and open and cleanse their chakras. And this may be a modality, something that your guides want you to work on, practicing your healing gifts and talents. And applying yourself here. You know, this may be a gift that you need to learn to tap into. And also with the energy work, this is, you know, where to focus your energy, where to channel your energy, and seeing and recognizing where your energy is being depleted because there's something in the past that needs to be let go of, that's holding your energy hostage in the past, so that you're not fully being able to utilize those gifts to help you create or to channel this energy into healing. Look at this, unique gifts. You have unique healing gifts. Yes. Very intuitive, very psychic individual. You have this strong connection to yourself. I'm also feeling Starseed energy coming through here, galactic guides. You have gifts from past lives that you probably haven't even tapped into yet. I needed to take a sip of water. Some of you may come from water collectives like Mintaka or Sirius. Is it Sirius B is the water planet there? Yeah, see all these light codes? You come with a bunch of different codes within your being, but you have to tap into them. You have to go within and practice them and engage in them. You know, find a way to channel those energies, that aspect of your being. Yeah, that's right. You have the Meteorite, Starseed energy, galactic gifts, gift that you were born with that you may not have tapped into just yet. But you have healing gifts. You have the hands, the healing hands. We have the heart chakra, unfurling back to love. Beautiful. Okay. Healing your heart. Okay. You need to do some heart healing here. Some things that need to be let go of, that need to be released, so that you can open up this connection, this channel, to receive these beautiful, unique gifts that are waiting for you to tap into. We have the dragonfly here. There's this beautiful potential for transformation. You have conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and to help the world with your decisions to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. That's beautiful. So this is about being more conscious about your body, about your health, about your needs, being more conscious about your choices and the energies that you're choosing to engage in. You know, when these people are spouting out their opinions and their toxicity, you know, sometimes like it's it's better to just, you know, allow them to make a fool of themselves, you know, because sometimes they're just ridiculous, and they tell on themselves, you know, it shows a lot about who they are as a person and where their heart is, and how much healing they've yet to do, and how unawakened they are. And it just means that they aren't necessarily doing their work. You know, they're in a class and they're like, this class is boring. I've had to take it over and over again. So then they just stop applying themselves because they don't get it, you know. And eventually their soul will have to encounter something that forces them to deal with things. And so it's when you come from a place of just, you know, allowing and surrender and trusting that divine is guiding everybody, and that everybody will have their own awakening in their own due time, you know, and just focusing on yourself, and building your strong connection with yourself and with the higher realms, with your angelic guides, and healing any of your wounds so that you can be a divine channel to receive this healing gift that is always been there. It's just waiting for you to activate it. You just have to tap into that version of yourself. And you have partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. Ooh. Okay, so all right, the universe is helping you. Your angels, they're helping you to process this information, to process what you need to let go of. They're helping guide you to this creative project, this career that's coming in, so that you can be in an alignment and you have to be a certain frequency in order to tap into this gift, okay? So you may be coming across a mentor, a guide who can help you hone this ability. And your angels, they may be asking you to seek out a mentor, somebody who can teach you, somebody who can help guide you in the right direction so that you can activate this gift. It's amazing. All right, I'm going to give you some final messages from the angels. And you've had 2. Who do we have? We have Isabella. It says, yes, the timing is right for you for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. I love that. When you focus on results being positive, that brings in positive results. It's where do you focus your energy? Where are you putting your energy? Are you in a negative mind space? You know, is there, like I said, feeding the negativity or feeding the positivity? Being mindful of your choices. All right, we have Azure. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. Okay, confirmation about going with the flow and divine timing here. And there's this clock on the wall, letting go of when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. You just have to trust and have faith and surrender and allow yourself to be guided. Trust your intuition. Trust the divine that everything is working out. Allow yourself to flow, to release. And this opens you up to receive, to tap in to these gifts. It opens any blockages in the heart chakra even. There's something else I was going to say. Oh, some of you may be being asked to take in more organic foods, less chemical, less processed, making sure that you are mindful of who you are spending time with, because other people's energy really does affect our well-being. So if you're around people who are just negative Nancy's all the time, very toxic, you know, it's You're being asked to kind of just limit your time around those people so that you can work on raising your vibration and your frequency so that you can be more in a flow state, more a higher vibration to receive and connect to these gifts. All right, pile number 2, this was your reading. Thank you all so much for being here in the temple with me today. I truly hope this reading resonates with you on some level. Please like and subscribe, comment below, share your stories if you feel like sharing, or just let me know that pile number 2 was your reading. I'd love to have you back in the temple again with me. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, pile number 3. So these are your messages from your angels, and you guys were drawn to the flame with the green calcite. And green calcite is a crystal of growth, renewal, emotional healing. It's known to help us release stress and anxiety, overcoming old patterns, removing blockages in the heart chakra. It's also really good to help us connect with nature. It deepens our meditation, helping us to ground deeper into that meditation. Also good to help bring release patterns and bring in more peace. Also, the crystal of growth, it's a beautiful stone. So I feel like they combined with the flame, your light is growing and expanding. And the angels want you to know that your flame, your light is growing. Your heart is softening. That's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of transformation, a lot of things. I feel like you've been healing from a lot of things, and that's being acknowledged because your light is shining in the darkness, and that's what's creating that beautiful growth. Your light is shining brighter. And I feel like, yeah, you're being asked to focus on that light. There may be some healing of the heart that's still taking place, some things that you're still growing through and learning from. Ooh, you have Archangel Metatron. He came through in pile number 1, I think. Your current situation is in an alignment with your mission on Earth. Okay. So you're meant to be a light. You're meant to help grow the light here on the planet. Ooh, look at that one. The 6 of Fire. Yeah, you're meant to grow. Growing from the opposites, the duality. And he's holding this cup. The healing comes from the two coming together, from the light and the darkness, you know, coming together and being acknowledged, being, you know, it almost like they cancel each other out, you know, and the two become one. That's the goal here, right? Our goal is to not have that separation and that division. The division is to create that unity where the two lights become one, you know, the absence of light and the light, and then it just is this one unifying energy principle here. That's what needs growth, that's what needs healing. I feel like you're very spiritual, very wise, and you have wisdom coming out. Yeah, going into the darkness. Exposing what's hidden in the dark. You know, and look, there's this beautiful cosmos here. Something that the ancients knew. Tapping into that. A very old flame, old soul here. Stepping into the cave of wisdom to retrieve the messages, to retrieve the wisdom there. That's what the light does. The light enters into the darkness to retrieve, you know, the hidden mysteries, to retrieve the source of power, what's hidden in there, you know, like it's the, you know, it's kind of like when you're young and your parents, they don't want you to go somewhere and do something, and so they will tell you, don't do that because this and this and this can happen, and it almost makes you more intrigued to go do it, you know, because they don't want you to do it. Like, what are they hiding from me? What are they don't want me to see or experience? And so, you know, kids with their curiosity, they go do it anyways, and of course they find out sometimes the hard way that the parents are right all along, shouldn't have done that, but we have to go get that experience and we have to learn, right? So this is about being willing to go on that journey, to enter into those places, into the darkness, into our fears and our shadows, and go on that spiritual journey to discover what lies there. And that's how we achieve that wisdom. That's how we achieve our spiritual blessings, because there's so many tools hidden in the dark, hidden in our fears. And yeah, well, we're no longer at war. I feel like this is I'm not sure. Their swords are down. So the swords pointed down. I'm going to have to look this one up to get the information from this one, because I truly feel like there's a little bit of a meaning here for us to tap into. So give me just a second. Okay. The Six of Fire: healing, meditation, negotiation, a truce, support and diplomacy, finding resolution, the two sides to every disagreement, you know, getting to know the facts, putting your guard down, letting go of your biasness, and opening your mind to seeing things from different perspectives. I've loved that. It's learning to shift your perspective and not needing to be right, you know, where that this is the end all being all, and being closed off to learning anything new. So this is the two warriors here have laid their swords down and are finding a compromise, you know, seeing, you know, where each one holds a truth, each one holds value and weight, but it's being able to see and understand the opposing energies, and how they each are valid and necessary for us to grow and for us to learn. You know, we learn through opposites, we learn through contrast. We do. It's how we experience in the world. And then we have the child here, recovering that innocence, recovering our purity, our divinity, our original spark, our original light. You have the flame. This is the part of you that existed before coming here to earth, you know, the version of you that's still connected to source, to the creator. Your innocence. Yeah, because the wisdom of the pain here, learning from why we had to experience this. Why did we go on this journey? Why did we have to experience this heartache and this pain? Because it brought us wisdom now, you know, it brings us lessons to learn. It actually reminds us and reawakens us to parts of ourselves that need reassuring. So let's say, like, it's almost like people point at your flaws, because this is where your defenses need to be reassured, you know. This is where you haven't worked on yourself, and so because it's being pointed out to you, this is where you need to go within and do the work. This is where you need to assure up your defenses and the way that you connect yourself and the way that you love yourself. And like, let's say if you've had a toxic relationship, or like, you know, in the beginning it didn't start out that way, but then it just started turning into where they would say things and their actions didn't match it up, or they would be very accusatory, very negative, very aggressive, and you just tolerated it. You didn't stand up for yourself. You didn't, set any standards. You didn't make them respect you by setting healthy boundaries. You just kind of tolerated their negativity. And it shows that you didn't have a strong sense of a self-respect or self-awareness, or a strong sense of value and worth, because you weren't setting a healthy standard for those relationships. You were allowing people to treat you less than you are worth. You were allowing them to hurt you and to yell at you and disrespect you because you weren't setting those strong standards for yourself. And I feel like those are examples of ways that we have they are like the entry point to show us where there's a wound here that needs healing, that needs our attention, needs our focus, so that we can protect this innocence within, that wants to see the good in everyone, that wants to be easily forgives, but we can't just allow people to just disrespect us and treat us, like we're worthless, and walk all over us like we're a doormat. We don't deserve that, but we teach people how to treat us, and that version of us, our innocence, our heart, it feels every wound, and it the more that we allow this to happen, the more we end up kind of staying in those wounds and allowing those wounds to affect us going forward. We end up setting a vibration that says that, this is who I am and this is what I'll tolerate. We end up attracting more and more people who do those same things to us, until we finally stand up for ourselves and set a healthy boundary, and we end up healing our heart and setting a protection bubble around it that says, I ain't tolerating anybody doing this to me anymore, because I don't deserve that. But I feel like you have a very wise soul, a very old light. And you're here to help restore balance, to bring your wisdom, to bring your innocence here onto the planet, to serve as a guide. And you're in an alignment with that mission. So I feel like you have been on this healing journey, and you've restored that connection to your inner child here. We have positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. Beautiful. Yeah, you have brought this beautiful healing light to your inner child, and your inner child feels safe, feels loved, feels protected. And so that beautiful positivity, that light that you have, is like being acknowledged by the angels, and they're telling you to keep moving forward, to keep shining that beautiful light. We have a raise or a promotion. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. Ooh, so some of you are going to be blessed with some kind of promotion or a raise in your career. Your abundance flow. This can also be, abundance comes in so many different ways, and it's just abundance it can be happiness and joy. It can be laughter, friendships, health, strength. There's so many ways that abundance can come into us, an abundance of light, an abundance of purity, abundance of love, etc. We have do the work. It's not enough to just dream or pray. You've always got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. I feel like for this one, this is about, you do the work, but we're always constantly learning, and I feel like you are definitely a soul who has been here doing the work for many incarnations. You've kept that flame going. You've never lost your light. It has always been there guiding you. And Yeah, I love that there's this beautiful lush garden everywhere. I feel like babies, animals feel safe around you. I feel like you have a strong connection with Mother Nature. Yeah. We have endless opportunities. Ooh, look at these dreams, these ideas, these manifestations. Okay, so listen to your intuition, all right? Because there may be opportunities that come in that are going to require you to take action, to act on them when they present themselves, okay? And we have vulnerability, beautiful. Keep your heart open. Look at this beautiful dragon, very old wise soul. And we have these crystals here, you know, keepers of wisdom. And look at these. Yeah, some of you are starseeds. I have a lot of starseeds on my channel. Welcome, welcome. I love you guys. And we have this beautiful dragonfly that's transforming. So I feel like you definitely know the depths of your being. You've come in contact with the very deep aspects of yourself. I feel like you love hard and you love deep, very empathic, very wise old soul. Keep your heart open, you know, so that these opportunities can come in. We have wedding. Ooh, this came out in pile number 2. And it says, marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament of your well-founded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. So this is that coming into oneness with your own self, with your being, you know, uniting the masculine and feminine, uniting the duality, so it's unity, that one, the Trinity here. Beautiful confirmation, and to lean on your faith and trust in your heart, you know, and have that beautiful loving connection with yourself. And you just know that you are protected and that you are, you know, on your divine path. Be honest with yourself. I feel Mary coming through here with the blue. Look into your heart and you will know the truth of the situation. It's safe to admit the truth to yourself, or we will support and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and the strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they'll come to you upon angels' wings. Beautiful. Sorry, you guys, that one was really hard to read. So yes, this is about being honest to how you feel, being honest about your situation. Trust that you're being guided. Trust that everything is moving forward. Trust in the changes that you may come into in coming times on the path ahead. Focus on what you want to create in your life. Know that your blessings, your manifestations, they're going to be coming in, and your angels are going to be ushering them into your life. Which one was it? All right, we have reward yourself. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation, yes, at a consistently high level. All right, so make sure that you're taking time to rest and receive. Not just focus on shining that light, because sometimes we can burn out. You know, you can get exhausted and tired because you're constantly doing, you're constantly sharing, encouraging, caring, doing for others. You know, sometimes we need to take a step back and replenish our light, to replenish our energy levels, to be open to receive opportunities, to receive balance, to receive blessings, abundance, you know, this raise and this opportunity. You know, we need to make sure that we learn to trust in that ebb and flow energy, keep that balance. And then we have acceptance. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with the unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. Ooh, that's beautiful. You are a guiding light, all right? And even when others act out of ignorance, we still hold a light for them. We still hold a candle flame for them because they are ignorant. They're unaware of what they're doing, of their actions. Their minds are closed off. You know, their hearts are closed off through whatever they have experienced that has caused them to shut down and lose their empathy, or to lose their own connection to the divine, to lose their connection to their innocence here. They are just lost. And we send prayers, we send love, we send light, we send awakening and truth to them on their path, that they awaken according to, you know, the divine plan. But we, you know, I don't always agree with what people do and what they believe, but I still, you know, allow and accept that we are all different. We've all had different experiences that have shaped our lives and shaped our realities, and given us our own truths. So we have to allow people to have their own truth and to find their own way, but to be an example ourselves. And it doesn't mean that we have to tolerate people's toxicity and negative abuse, especially if it's directed towards you. It's learning to just, you don't have to fight every battle. You can allow them to exist because they do exist, and because it exists, and because everything is, we're all different. And that's kind of what makes this world a beautiful place, is that there is always, you know, something unique, something different. The colors of the rainbows, they're all not the same, you know, and that's the beauty of it. There's so much color. There's so many different trees, many different flowers, you know, everything is its own ray of light. And so we come to that place of acceptance, and we just allow things to exist, to allow God's creations to exist and to find their way back to God. Because that's not our purpose, is not to correct them. Our purpose is to be an example of what it looks like when somebody finds that connection again and remembers our truth, to remember our divinity, to remember our connection, and to come from a healed heart and be that example of Christ consciousness and unconditional love, and what true unconditional love looks like. All right. And I feel like you are definitely an example of that. Did I get you? No. All right, we're going to get you a final message from your angels, pile number 3. You are a beautiful, bright light. Pile number 3. Ooh. All right, we have Isaiah. It's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. Okay, so we have this new idea, new promotion. Something's going to be coming in that you're meant to utilize, that you're meant to share, that's going to be coming in, part of your mission here on the planet. Something for you to do. We got 2. All right. We have Endriel. You are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. All. So you are being acknowledged. You are an earth angel. You are a light worker. And you're meant to shine your light and your love on this planet, pile number 3. And then we have Bridget. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. Yeah, I feel like you are being asked to pause, to take some time out, to be open, to be receptive. You have reward yourself, you know, spend some time tending to your own flame at the moment. There may be something within that you need to see, something that you haven't seen yet, some tools that you need to gather, something that your guides want to communicate to you, that the angels want to show you and reveal to you. And it's something with an idea, something that's going to be coming in. So when it's requiring you to take a step back, to pause, and to reflect, so that you can be more open and receptive to this opportunity, to this creative idea that wants to come in for you to utilize as part of your gift and your mission here on the planet and serving the collective. Okay? All right, pile number 3, this was your reading. Thank you all so much for joining me in the temple today. I'm sending you guys lots of love. Please like and subscribe, comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that this was your reading. All right, y'all take care and have a blessed day.